Today we're talking thesis statements. In American academic writing, thesis statements are usually found in the last sentence of your introductory paragraph when you are writing a multi-paragraph essay. The thesis statement is your main idea of your essay. It is saying the topic and the claim or controlling idea. And what that means is the topic is what somebody is talking about. What is the subject or the thing that they are discussing? The claim or the controlling idea is the why. Why is this important? So what are you talking about and what are you saying about that thing? Why is that important? What do you want to share? The thesis statement can also set up the organization of your entire essay. And let me show you what I mean by that. Here is a sample introduction of an essay. This is an essay that I'm writing called Dogs Make Great Pets. This is just my introduction. My entire essay is going to be a 5-paragraph essay. But this is an introduction of the essay that I'm writing about my cute little dog, Mara. My introduction, first of all, it has a title and it says Dogs Make Great Pets. And then my introduction goes on. It says, many Americans have dogs as pets. In fact, they are one of the most popular pets in households across the United States. There are many breeds of dogs, and people can find a dog to fit all lifestyles and living situations. Regardless of a person's age or family size, canines can be great companions to people for a number of reasons. Dogs make great pets because they can be trained, they have great personalities, and they are very cute and cuddly. So first, we want to figure out what is the topic of this essay? What is the subject or the thing that I am writing about? Well, we've got lots of hints. First of all, in the title, we have dogs make great pets. So there's a big hint in the title, we might be talking about dogs. There's a picture of a dog, so there's some visual clues. Sometimes if you're reading something and it has pictures with it, the pictures can give you big clues. Then we have dogs, pets, dogs, dog. Canines. Ooh, canines is a good synonym for dog. Dogs. All right, so lots of sentences that have the repeating word of dog in there. So I think that this essay's topic is about dogs. And that's when you're reading it, you're figuring it out based on the repeated words and the repeated ideas. But as I'm writing this too, as the writer, I've also chosen to repeat some of these ideas a lot because I want to stay focused on the topic that I'm writing about. So I'm writing about dogs. So I'm going to talk about dogs in pretty much every sentence because that is my topic. Now, the question is, what is the claim of the essay? Or sometimes it's referred to as the controlling idea. What is the idea here that as an author, I am sharing about dogs? So I'm writing about dogs. Now, what do I want to say about dogs? Again, we've got a good hint in the title that dogs make great pets. So I'm saying they're good pets, great pets, okay? Then, all right, I talk about Americans having dogs. They're very popular. There's many breeds. They're great companions. Then I have this final sentence that says dogs make great pets. Oh, there's the title. Okay, so that's a big hint. I found the same phrase in both the title and in this sentence here. Dogs make great pets because, there's a because in here. That's another good signal showing me that dogs are great pets for these reasons. And then you'll see that there are 3 reasons listed. They can be trained. They have great personalities, and they're very cute and cuddly. So there's 3 things that I am talking about here. Now, if I am familiar with the structure, the typical structure of an introduction, I might notice a few things about this introduction. This author, it was me, has a nice title that basically gives us the main idea. Dogs is the thing that I'm talking about, and the fact that they make great pets, that is the point that this author is trying to make. Now, there's a sentence in the final sentence of the introduction paragraph. As I mentioned before, that's usually the thesis statement. So I can check and see if it fits this pattern, but I'm seeing that there is a good main idea, topic, and controlling idea or claim in this sentence. Dogs make great pets because. Okay, so I'm still talking about dogs. That's the topic, and that matches up with everything that I've read so far. And the claim or the controlling idea, the main argument or the main idea of this sentence, or of this whole paper really, is that dogs are great pets for these reasons. This is a very common structure and common pattern that you will see in American academic writing. Dogs make great pets because, and then 3 things are listed. Now, back up for a second. Look at the entire introduction. We have a real broad statement in the beginning. Many Americans have dogs as pets. All right, it's not an argument or anything. It's just sort of a statement. That's a fact. Lots of Americans have dogs. And it says that they're one of the most popular pets in households. Okay, again, just a statement of fact. Then there are many breeds of dogs. Again, that is a fact. And people can find a dog to fit all lifestyles and living situations. Okay, so this might now be the author giving a little bit of their opinion, saying that you could find a dog that would match up well with you. And now the author is saying that dogs can be great companions. They're great friends to people for a number of reasons. So we go from really broad to more specific. And this introduction is following this sort of funnel pattern. So think of it like an upside down triangle or a funnel, where a bigger, broader statement starts off. A lot of Americans have dogs. They're real popular. There are lots of breeds. I'm getting more specific. They can fit your different lifestyles. I'm getting more specific. Then at the end, there is a more specific, detailed sentence, thesis statement that has the main idea in the full sentence with reasons. So dogs make great pets because they can be trained, they have great personalities, and they're cute and cuddly. 3 big things. Now, this can help with the organization of your paper, because as a reader reading this, I can expect that the next paragraph will talk about how dogs can be trained. Then the paragraph after that will probably talk about their personalities. Then the paragraph after that will talk about how they're cute and cuddly. As a writer, you can do this to keep yourself organized too. You can say, okay, I want to talk about dogs, how they are good pets. So I will say dogs make great pets. And I want to give 3 big reasons that I will discuss in detail. So the first reason, they can be trained. Now I could write a whole paragraph on how you can train dogs. Then second reason, they have great personalities. I can write a whole paragraph on that. And the third reason, they're very cute and cuddly. I can write a whole paragraph on that. And this will keep me very well organized. Got the intro, 3 body paragraphs, and then at the end, I would add a conclusion paragraph as well. So here's how to find your thesis statement and some things that it includes. Happy writing.